Hi, Vencore Weather meteorologist Paul Dorian here on Tuesday, November 18th. Quite an amazing Arctic air outbreak has indeed arrived here in the I-95 corridor. It has spent the last couple of days bringing some brutally cold temperatures for this time of the year to the upper part of the Midwest, but indeed today the Mid-Atlantic region will get its turn. High temperatures this afternoon up and down the I-95 corridor from D.C. to Philly to New York City will struggle to pass 30 degrees or 32 degrees perhaps. Along with the brutal cold for this time of the year, there will be a slap-in-the-face type of strong northwesterly wind flow gusting up to 30 miles per hour or so. That, of course, will cause some even lower wind chill values this afternoon. This is the latest map from coolweather.com that shows record lows or near record lows during the past hour at 9 a.m. Eastern Time. And it's quite amazing indeed, because really it shows the widespread extent of this amazing early season Arctic air outbreak, with virtually coast to coast readings here of near record lows or record lows. All these blue circles represent areas with near record lows. The blue circles with the white outer perimeter circle represents actual daily lows. And indeed, there are a couple of areas with some monthly lows right here. For example, this black circle right here represents the lowest temperature for the month of November in Jamestown, New York. And not only is there some incredible cold for this time of the year, but we'll see in a moment there's some incredible Great Lakes effect snow occurring right now, with up to 3 feet in some spots in the usual areas just to the east of the Great Lakes. Buffalo, for example, is getting pounded right now. But this actually will look even more impressive tomorrow morning in the eastern states and the southeast. I expect many record lows or near record lows in the east and the deep south by tomorrow morning. We'll probably bottom out in the teens here up and down the I-95 corridor. I know the record low for Wednesday at Philadelphia International Airport is 20 degrees. That is in jeopardy. Certainly the suburban areas should drop way down into the teens overnight. Expect a lot of records or near record lows in the east and the south tomorrow morning. Well, for those of you familiar with the Great Lakes snow machine here that can be turned on in the eastern part of the Great Lakes downwind, one of the things that is looked upon very closely is the wind direction. Indeed, we have some southwesterly winds here flowing across Lake Erie, and when you have a long trajectory over Lake Erie like that, especially given the very cold nature of the air compared to the relatively warm waters, you can dump a lot of snow in a brief period of time in places near Buffalo, southwestern New York. Similarly, a southwesterly flow over the Great Lakes in this part will dump some serious snow in western New York. And so these usual areas near Syracuse, near Buffalo, near Erie, and even later on across northeastern Ohio could get some serious snow on the order of 2, 3, perhaps even 4 feet of snow in some of the favored regions. Let's take a look at an actual radar loop. Well, here's the latest radar loop just showing some incredible snow. These little bands here over Lake Erie and Lake Ontario are just dumping massive amounts of snow in southwestern New York and upstate New York, again near Buffalo, near Syracuse. Southwesterly flow of air just gives the air a longer time to flow over the lake and then deposit snow on the eastern side of the lake here. Same thing over Lake Ontario, southwesterly flow or west southwesterly flow, producing some tremendous snowfall. Just in the last hour or two, I heard a report of nearly 3 feet of snow near Buffalo. Again, this will continue for the next several hours with this particularly amazing Arctic air outbreak for mid-November. And the Great Lakes are relatively warm water temperatures, but relatively warm is just a figure of speech compared to the atmospheric temperatures, because indeed the Great Lakes are starting off at colder than normal levels, and there's already lots of ice being seen on Lake Superior. Of course, that'll expand over the next 24 hours or so, but many of you, I'm sure, remember last year the Great Lakes reached some record extent in terms of ice cover by the latter part of the winter, and it'll get off to a quick start this year with these colder than normal conditions. Well, let's take a look at a few computer forecast maps for the next few mornings. We'll look at tomorrow morning, Wednesday morning, followed by Thursday morning and Friday morning. And I expect tomorrow morning there to be numerous record lows or near record lows in this wide extent of an area here across the Mid-Atlantic region, perhaps even all the way up into New England and down into the deep south. There certainly appears to be headed for some record low or near record lows by tomorrow morning. Again, the tomorrow's record low in Philadelphia at the airport is 20 degrees. That's in jeopardy. And there can actually be some records in terms of low maximum temperatures today and tomorrow in the Mid-Atlantic region, down into parts of the deep south. State College, for example, may not go above 22 or 23 degrees this afternoon. I believe the lowest maximum temperature for this date in State College is 27 degrees, set way back early 1900s. So there'll be some impressive records set over the next 24 to 48 hours or so with this early season Arctic air outbreak. Now here's the Thursday morning forecast map, jumping ahead 24 hours from the previous map, and kind of an interesting scenario here. We'll actually moderate a little bit in temperatures here in the I-95 corridor, perhaps highs in the 40 to 45 degree range. That's as compared to 30 to 35 today and 30 to 35 tomorrow. And it's because of another cold front, a reinforcing cold front, arrives somewhere in Thursday evening time frame. And it looks like during the day Thursday there may be a bit of a change in the surface wind flow to a west or perhaps even southwesterly direction. It'll moderate the temperature pattern, but still well below normal for this time of the year, even though it may be 5 to 10 degrees above tomorrow's high temperatures. It'll still be well below normal for this time of the year. And then by Friday, we actually turn colder again. Friday will be colder than Thursday. Let's now jump ahead to the Friday morning forecast map. And indeed, a reinforcing shot. Northwesterly winds return on Friday. The breeze will be noticeable. High temperatures back down into the 30s after some moderation on Thursday. It looks like that chilly weather will continue into Saturday. However, there definitely is moderation coming, a milder pattern, just a short pattern perhaps, Sunday and Monday, and it will be accompanied by some rainfall. But Sunday and Monday will definitely be considerably milder here in the Mid-Atlantic region, only to be followed by some colder weather later next week. So a very cold Arctic air outbreak, not only in the Mid-Atlantic region, but affecting much of the nation, especially for this time of the year. It's some very impressive temperatures. Tomorrow morning looks like record lows, numerous record lows are likely in the eastern and southern part of the country, and we'll update that, of course, later in today or tomorrow morning. That's it for now. For VencoreWeather.com, I'm meteorologist Paul Dorian.